was featured on the front page of the Maui News. The caption under the photo said, you know, Nancy Bainbridge and her gay son, Miles. I started getting people calling me names, yelling things at me in the parking lot on my way to school that very morning before I even knew I was in the paper.
At one point, I wished I could just be straight, so I wouldn't have to go through all of it. At one point, I wish I could just be a boy. It was everywhere around me when I was in school. People constantly commenting on how boyish I was. It was just really uncomfortable.
When I was 11, somebody asked me if I was gay, but before that I didn't even know what gay was. I just knew that people were calling me that.
I always thought I was a girl since I could remember. When I was in kindergarten, I remember asking a boy. I asked the boy if he would go out with me. He ended up telling everybody, and I ended up getting teased in front of the whole class. So afterwards, that's when I started to know. Like when I went to school, I started to know that how I was supposed to act. I was supposed to act like a boy, and a girl was supposed to act like a girl, and that I was a boy.
I was never a feminine girl. I've always been a tomboy. I've always played with all the boys and sports my whole life, track and basketball, and I've never felt comfortable in dresses and in skirts, and I was a different sort of girl. It was really painful being a young person and having to sit in class and having them call my name, Amanda, and having everyone stare at me because I didn't look like an Amanda, or, you know, it was just really, really painful. Every year I can remember just dreading having to listen to my name being called.
When they don't know you're gay, but they think you're gay, they tease you about everything. I got a book thrown at me in class, and no one did anything.
I was delivering some paperwork for one of my teachers and walking down the hall, and all of a sudden this rock hit my head.
There was a lot of whispering and staring and pointing, and just walking around made me feel really uncomfortable and insecure. Names that I've been called: Butchie, Dyke, the famous, oh, you act like a man, I treat you like a man.
Fag and gay and queer and homo.
So many, 30 names.
I couldn't even use the bathroom. Because they would tell me before, they're like, oh, why don't you go in the boys' bathroom? If I go in the boys' bathroom, I'm going to get probably punched out, harassed by a bunch of boys. And they wouldn't, I wanted to go to the girls' bathroom, but they were like, you're not a girl. Well, I ain't a boy either.
I went into sort of a depression, and I was afraid to be at school. I just felt like I wasn't worthy of anything.
I wasn't sure about myself, and it really brought the bad in me. And for years and years, I got stuck with that feeling of just I didn't like anyone because I felt like no one liked me because how I was.
You know, when you don't talk about something and it festers inside of you, you eventually begin to do self-destructive things. And I used to drink too much, alone, drinking by myself, heavy drug use. I used to cut myself with razor blades. I tried to commit suicide a number of times. Just real self-destructive things because I couldn't deal with the feelings of not being normal. Now looking back, I can realize that I was dealing with being gay. Very much so, being ashamed of being gay, feeling like I wasn't good enough, and not wanting to express that to anybody for fear that it would only open the door for more ridicule and, you know, and never trusting anybody fully. I think teachers need to begin to let their students trust in them and confide in them. Maybe not see their role as just being educators. You know, I think they play a larger role.
My name is Allison Colby. I'm a social worker here at the Teen Center at Farrington High School. For one of my students, I remember working with, he was really, really close to suicide. I mean, he had a gun and everything, and it was very, very scary. And his self-esteem was so fragile. I remember him saying, but, you know, I'm just a student, and, you know, of course you care about me, but what if it was your son, Allison? You know, what if your son was gay, or your child was gay? And I thought about that, and I said, well, I would still love him. But I would feel bad because, not because he's gay, but because I know it will be a difficult life for him and a struggle.
My name is Maringa Kusana. I'm the principal of Pahoa High and Intermediate. All students, not only gay students, not only students of color, but all students deserve a good education, an excellent education. They need to feel safe in a school environment.
Students have to know that if they are disrespectful towards others, that is not going to be tolerated.
If I was a teacher, you know, and that happened, and the word faggot was called, I would just stop the class and just say, what you have said is unacceptable. Understanding and providing a safe environment is part of learning. So for me, stopping the class and having a discussion, to me at that point, you know, that you call it teachable moment, for me it's important.
Teachers who have different beliefs have a right to those beliefs as people and as individuals. But I think as teachers, you have a responsibility to all students. Therefore, you do need to, despite those beliefs, treat all the students with dignity, with respect, and ensure that those students are safe from emotional and physical harm.
I did have a Spanish teacher. She did hear a homophobic remark in one of her classes and said, you know, hey, cut it out. I won't have any remarks like that in here, you know, something like that. It really made it feel like a much more safe environment to me to know that somebody else was looking out for my interests.
This really good teacher. If it wasn't for her, I honestly think that I wouldn't have graduated when I was supposed to, and I wouldn't have enough respect for myself. And I learned a lot of stuff from her. She taught me how to love myself, and it's like she did more than her job. And that's what I like about her so much. And I always remember her.
I had two teachers that I felt really, really close to in high school. One of them I knew had a problem with my sexuality. I know that she had her own religious beliefs, but never at any point did she ever discourage me exploring my own sexuality. I talked to them a number of times about a number of incidents. I think it was really comforting when they didn't judge, you know, and they didn't ridicule. And they just malamed it, you know, they just malamed me. That was really important.
was featured on the front page of the Maui News. The caption under the photo said, you know, Nancy Bainbridge and her gay son, Miles. I started getting people calling me names, yelling things at me in the parking lot on my way to school that very morning before I even knew I was in the paper.
At one point, I wish that I could just be straight, so I wouldn't have to go through all of it. At one point, I wish I could just be a boy.
It was everywhere around me when I was in school. People constantly commenting on how boyish I was, and it was just really uncomfortable.
When I was 11, somebody asked me if I was gay, but before that, I didn't even know what gay was. I just knew that people were calling me that.
I always thought I was a girl since I could remember. When I was in kindergarten, I remember asking a boy. I asked the boy if he would go out with me. He ended up telling everybody, and I ended up getting teased in front of the whole class. So afterwards, that's when I started to know. Like when I went to school, I started to know that how I was supposed to act. I was supposed to act like a boy, and a girl was supposed to act like a girl, and that I was a boy.
I was never a feminine girl. I've always been a tomboy. I've always played with all the boys and sports my whole life, track and basketball, and I've never felt comfortable in dresses and in skirts, and I was a different sort of girl. It was really painful being a young person and having to sit in class and having them call my name, Amanda, and having everyone stare at me because I didn't look like an Amanda, or, you know, it's just really, really painful. Every year I can remember just dreading having to listen to my name being called.
When they don't know you're gay, but they think you're gay, they tease you about everything. I had a book thrown at me in class, and no one did anything.
I was delivering some paperwork for one of my teachers and walking down the hall, and all of a sudden this rock hit my head.
There was a lot of whispering and staring and pointing, and just walking around made me feel really uncomfortable and insecure. Names that I've been called: Butchie, Dyke, the famous, oh, you act like a man, I treat you like a man.
Faggot, gay, and queer, and homo.
So many, 30 names.
I couldn't even use the bathroom. Because they would tell me before, they're like, oh, why don't you go in the boys' bathroom? If I go in the boys' bathroom, I'm going to get probably punched out, harassed by a bunch of boys. And they wouldn't, and I wanted to go in the girls' bathroom, but they were like, you're not a girl. Well, I ain't a boy either.
I went into sort of a depression, and I was afraid to be at school. I just felt like I wasn't worthy of anything.
I wasn't sure about myself, and it really brought the bad in me. And for years and years, I got stuck with that feeling of just I didn't like anyone because I felt like no one liked me because how I was.
You know, when you don't talk about something and it festers inside of you, you eventually begin to do self-destructive things. And I used to drink too much, alone, drinking by myself, heavy drug use. I used to cut myself with razor blades. I tried to commit suicide a number of times. Just real self-destructive things because I couldn't deal with the feelings of not being normal. Now looking back, I can realize that I was dealing with being gay. Very much so, being ashamed of being gay, feeling like I wasn't good enough, and not wanting to express that to anybody for fear that it would only open the door for more ridicule and, you know, and never trusting anybody fully. I think teachers need to begin to let their students trust them and confide in them. Maybe not see their role as just being educators. You know, I think they play a larger role.
My name is Allison Colby. I'm a social worker here at the Teen Center at Farrington High School. For one of my students, I remember working with, he was really, really close to suicide. I mean, he had a gun and everything, and it was very, very scary. And his self-esteem was so fragile. I remember him saying, but, you know, I'm just your student, and, you know, of course you care about me, but what if it was your son, Allison? You know, what if your son was gay, or your child was gay? And I thought about that, and I said, well, I would still love him. But I would feel bad because, not because he's gay, but because I know it will be a difficult life for him and a struggle.
My name is Maringa Kusana. I'm the principal of Pahoa High and Intermediate. All students, not only gay students, not only students of color, but all students deserve a good education, an excellent education. They need to feel safe in a school environment.
Students have to know that if they are disrespectful towards others, that is not going to be tolerated.
If I was a teacher, you know, and that happened, and the word faggot was called, I would just stop the class and just say, what you have said is unacceptable. Understanding and providing a safe environment is part of learning. So for me, stopping the class and having a discussion, to me at that point, you know, that you call the teachable moment, for me it's important.
Teachers who have different beliefs have a right to those beliefs as people and as individuals. But I think as teachers, you have a responsibility to all students. Therefore, you do need to, despite those beliefs, treat all the students with dignity, with respect, and ensure that those students are safe from emotional and physical harm.
I did have a Spanish teacher. She did hear a homophobic remark in one of her classes and said, you know, hey, cut it out. I won't have any remarks like that in here, you know, something like that. It really made it feel like a much more safe environment to me to know that somebody else was looking out for my interests.
It's a really good teacher. If it wasn't for her, I honestly think that I wouldn't have graduated when I was supposed to, and I wouldn't have enough respect for myself. And I learned a lot of stuff from her. She taught me how to love myself, and it's like she did more than her job. And that's what I like about her so much. And I always remember her.
I had two teachers that I felt really, really close to in high school. One of them I knew had a problem with my sexuality. I know that she had her own religious beliefs, but never at any point did she ever discourage me exploring my own sexuality. I talked to them a number of times about a number of incidents. I think it was really comforting when they didn't judge, you know, and they didn't ridicule. And they just malamad it, you know, they just malamad me. That was really important.